For this book, you will need a sheet of paper, scissors, glue stick, and a sheet of labels if you have any. This is a storybook in which you can write a story of connections. How we are connected to each other, how we are connected to our cities, nature, how we are connected to the world. And this book is actually two pieces of paper that are connected to each other. Kind of like when you would weave a basket or fabric. And it opens up like this. And it's actually two pieces of paper. So I'm going to show you how we make this book. So we start with the same with a sheet of paper that we fold in half horizontally. Remember that the corners meet the corners, and we make nice sharp creases when we fold. Now this time we have to fold this paper in thirds rather than in halves. And so I will just show you how you could roughly make a roll out of it. So you have 1, 2, and 3, and then you just flatten it out. So you don't have to measure or be super precise. And then this is what you have. You've divided the sheet of paper into 3. Now, the way this book is constructed, one sheet has to be narrower than the other. So I'm just going to leave it folded, and I'm going to cut off some of this. So this one is now shorter than the other one. Now we take the tall piece, and we have to cut 2 slits here in the tall piece. I'm going to show you a trick how you can do it with just using scissors. You fold it like this roughly, and on the fold you cut it, not all the way, just part of the way, and then stop. And then similarly on this fold that you've already made, that way you don't have, if you're using little children, you don't have to use an X-Acto knife or a blade. And you see how we have these slits? Okay, so we have this one ready. Now we have to weave the shorter piece of paper into the slits. And just see how it goes. If you think you need to trim the paper a little bit more, go ahead and trim it a little bit more. There we go. This is how it'll stand. You can close it in the front, and you also have it in the back. So once you've made this book and you've understood how the two pieces of paper are connected with each other, you can think of a story that works with that format of the book. So I was thinking of a barbecue we were at last weekend, where everybody always asked me to make corn the Indian style. And I made the corn, and everybody stood around taking the husk off, shucking the corn. And when we were ready to take the trash away, one of the neighbors of our friend, she said, "Oh, don't put that in the trash. I will take the husk and put it in my compost heap." And I was just thinking, okay, she's going to use that husk to make compost, and the next year when she plants her vegetable garden, my corn husk from this year will be helping her grow a wonderful garden next year. And that gave me an idea for a story to put in this book, which is about being connected to one another and nature. So here I have the story about the corn, and there you see it on the table with the husk lying around. And there's the neighbor who said she will take it away and add it to her compost heap. When you turn this book around, you see it opens another way. And then here I have the next spring, the neighbor used the mulch in her garden to plant the vegetable seeds. And then I wonder if it was my corn husk that helped grow her vegetable garden next year. So that can be a story. You can have similar stories about anything else you see that has connections and that shows you, that reminds you of how we are connected to each other and the larger world around us.